All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now. We got the one and only DJ Carlito live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Yes, Outlaw Radio, man. Canada's #1 hip-hop uncensored station, man. I'm blessed to be here. I'm honored to be here with you, DJ Immortal, man. I see you winning awards and accomplishments all over, man. Congratulations to you, but I'm proud to be on the podcast or on the radio station today. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I want to say I appreciate the love, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. The awards are great, but nights like this, where you just get to chop it up with talented individuals, man, that's what I live for, and that's why I do what I do.
Yes, sir, man. That's what it's all about, man.
But I got to ask you, Carlito, I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career within the music industry, man. What actually inspired and sparked you to get into the industry? Because, we were just speaking with your father earlier, and, of course, he was in the industry as well. Is he one of your main influences, or did you just get into this whole music thing yourself?
Man, of course, man. My dad is definitely my main influence and my main guider into this crazy world of entertainment. I used to, just a quick story, quick background. I used to I boxed for 5 years, and that was throughout my teenage years, and I had a real bad injury, and throughout this whole time, though, I had been following my dad's career as a wrestler, as tour managing Insane Clown Posse, and just being there for the whole start of Psychopathic Records and all that good stuff, what I am is I'm just a big sponge, man. I soak it all in. So I had a real bad boxing injury, and that caused me to get out of that game. And during that whole time, I was paying dues, setting up my dad's speakers and all that stuff at parties and whatnot. And just one day he decided to let me get on the turntables, and we never looked back since, man.
And I got to ask you as well, man, taking you back to the boxing days there for a moment, how far did you actually get into the boxing? What was your career record? How many knockouts did you get? Because I'm gonna be honest, man, you're a pretty buff guy, man. So I can only imagine how many heads you knocked in.
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, I was weighing a lot less back then, man. But no, my record, I want to say it's been so many years, but I was 34 and maybe 6 or 7 losses, something like that. But yeah, man, it was cool. I won Golden Gloves tournaments, Junior Olympics tournaments here in Michigan, man. I had people wanting to turn me pro, and we had a goal set out to go to the Olympics. But like I said, I had a real bad hand injury, and that set all that derailed it all.
Well, I got to say, everybody that is listening, to make sure if you're going to step to DJ Carlito, man, you must have some brass balls. I'm just saying that's a pretty decent win record right there.
Hey, you better come real proper and real correct. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, man. But also as well, man, when we're actually into the whole fighting thing as well, man, you are actually an exclusive producer with your father as well over at IBW International Big Time Wrestling, man. I was wondering, what is it like just doing that job? And of course, how did you actually get connected with IBW?
So actually, me and my dad started IBW together back in 2007, and we've been going strong since then, man. We've been blessed to link up with ROX TV, and let me just say, I've worked with Psychopathic throughout all these years. I've soaked up all the knowledge from them, and I swear I'm taking it to ROX TV. And man, I'm just so proud of what we're putting out right now, man. This is the product that we're putting out with the rest. We got 3 different shows on ROX TV. We got a professional wrestling show. We got a history all about Detroit big time wrestling, so all about history of wrestling. And then we also got the shoot interview show where Rude Boy sits down with all the wrestlers and gets to know the insides and outsides. But I'm there at ROX TV Studios every day, me and Bob Rox and Mike Shepard, man. We're just going hard, and Frank Stanley, just going hard and putting out the best product that we can, man.
And I gotta ask as well, man, because obviously, like you said, you've been in the wrestling industry for a long time with your dad, me personally, I'm a huge wrestling fan myself, so I can only imagine how many legendary individuals just walked through your company, man, and did some matches. But I gotta ask you, What is one wrestler that actually came through your promotion and you were like, oh shit, like that's this guy? You know what I mean?
Man, I'll tell you what. The first time that really happened was when we brought in Sabu from ECW, and I've always been a huge fan of his since I was growing up, and I got to meet him, and he was working for our company, and our champion was kicking his ass, and it was great, man.
Hey man, you can never go wrong with Sabu, man. I mean, that chair finisher he has, where he runs, jumps off the chair, and kicks you in the freaking teeth, man. One of a kind move, man. Nobody can ever perfect that like Sabu can.
Hey, the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, man.
And I gotta ask you as well, do you guys have any current events going on right now? Because I do know with COVID, like with wrestling, it's probably a hit and miss in certain states within America right now.
Yeah, so we're actually having our first event open to the public May 2nd. It's going down at the Jefferson Event Center, or you can look up ROX TV Studios on Google. All the information is there. Go to ROX TV website. It's also a benefit show when we lost one of our legends here in international big-time wrestling and Detroit wrestling, the Bug, and we're going to try to raise funds for his family so they can send him off with a great funeral.
And also as well, man, you actually had the opportunity, like going back in your music days here, you also had the opportunity to go on tour with the Insane Clown Posse. I was wondering, like, what was that experience like, just being able to tour with those guys? Because it must have been a surreal experience just to be on the road with them.
Man, honestly, when I started DJing, it was one of my main goals was to actually go on a tour and DJ on a tour, and you know, to do it with Insane Clown Posse, you know, 30 years in the hip-hop game, you know, those guys are legends. You know, whether people want to believe it or not, you know, they do have a lot of haters, but to last 30 years in hip-hop, man, it's saying something. And man, I learned so much knowledge from those guys, and just, you know, I busted my ass for those guys, and they did the same, you know, and it was amazing. You know, and also being on $1 million tour bus every day, and just being a young cat from Detroit, man, it was dope, man. I went on my first tour when I was 17 years old, so that says a lot, man.
So I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I can only imagine what a $1 million tour bus would look like. Well, what kind of gadgets is actually in a $1 million tour bus?
So the funny thing about the whole $1 million tour bus thing is the main part of it is you get to sleep. You know, most of the gadgets like the TVs and the stereos, they mostly don't even work, man, which is bullshit.
Hey, man, if it's worth $1 million, man, the TV better work. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
For sure, man. Yeah, that's what you think.
But also as well, man, I gotta ask you, like, what cities did you guys actually hit during that tour? Like, was it just America, or did you guys actually, like, travel overseas as well?
Oh, man, so unfortunately I wasn't able to go overseas. I had some legal problems back then, but I squashed all that now. But, yeah, you know, we hit everywhere from New York to L.A., Atlanta, Oklahoma, the Dakotas, man, every state in the U.S. except Hawaii and Puerto Rico, of course.
And also
in Alaska. I haven't been to Alaska yet.
I believe Alaska actually just became a state in America. I think about I think a decade ago, maybe. I believe.
Right. Wow.
But also as well, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was wondering, as you mentioned Mike Shepard earlier on, I was wondering, how did yourself and Mike Shepard get connected, man? And of course, like, what is it like just working with him, man? Because he is such a phenomenal individual, such a down to earth guy.
Yeah, man, Mike Shepard is the man. For real, I tell him it all the time, man. It was really a blessing that we all got to meet. They all came through the Project Born book, which is going to be available really soon. But yeah, he brought the Project Born homies down to Cruising the Barrio, and we did some interviews for their book. And you know, good people just come together, it seems like. And Mike Shepard, that's a content machine right there, man. That guy, if you need something written, that guy can do it, man.
And also, as you mentioned a few moments ago about Cruising the Barrio, that's actually your podcast, and I was wondering, can you tell our listeners a bit more about that? And of course, how can they actually tune in and catch you guys?
Yes, sir. Cruising the barrio, man. We've been running for about 8 years strong, and it's all old school, all lowrider oldies, all old school hip hop, funk classics, man. If you love the old school, this is your show, man. And the cruisers make the playlist. We have no playlist. That's our whole thing. We're live every Friday and Saturday on CRBradio.com. You just got to click Studio One, and you'll hear the crew live with A.T. Huck, Lady T, Eric the Animal, Rude Boy, and of course DJ Carlito holding it down.
Hey man, it sounds like a phenomenal show as well, man. Friday and Saturday. Fridays it kicks your weekend off, and Saturday it keeps the party going.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is.
And also as well, man, you actually performed at the Juggalo March on February 22nd. I was wondering, can you tell our listeners a bit more about that experience and what was it like just taking part in the Juggalo March?
Man, dude, being a 25-year-old man, the Juggalo March is one of my proudest days of my life, man. Just, being at the same place where Martin Luther King gave speeches and, just so much history that went down there. And I actually got to give a speech there, which was really amazing, man. 90,000 people were watching it on CNN Live, and man, it was just literally amazing. All the juggalos came together, and there was no fights, no trouble. Nobody got arrested, man, and it was just all to come together for one cause, man.
And you most definitely got some calls after your friends and family saw you on CNN, man. They must have been like hella surprised if they were watching that day.
Oh my God, man, that's so many calls.
But also as well, man, I actually read that you actually have some events coming up on April 18th and 20th in Detroit at the Main Squeeze. I was wondering if you could tell our listeners a bit more about those DJ gigs, and of course, if they're in the Detroit, Michigan area, how can they snag themselves some tickets?
Yes, sir. So actually, these events are free, man. It's a part of Infuse Fest, and they're actually 420 events. So these are 420 friendly events going down right on Michigan Avenue in Detroit, Michigan, man. Like you said, it's at the Michigan Squeeze Station, and you want that infused smoothies, you want those infused chicken wings. They got it all, man. All 420 friendly. I'm going to be throwing down with the old Rick James jams, Cypress Hill, of course, man. All the 420 classics, man. That's what I'm really throwing down for these events here.
Hey man, it most definitely sounds like 2 nights of amazingness, man. And you can't go wrong with free. It makes me actually wish the borders down here in Canada were still open, because I'd be making a trip to Detroit.
For sure, that would have been dope, man. And we're gonna have to get together once those borders do open, man. You're gonna have to come hop in the ride over at Cruising the Barrio with us.
Hey man, you know what? I can't say no to that, man, because at the end of the day, I've always wanted to visit Detroit. So you know what, man? You had me at crossing the border.
Yes, sir.
But I gotta ask you, man, what is next for DJ Carlito, man? Because I do know, like we just talked about, you have some events coming up, but I know you got some more amazing stuff still cooking in the pot. So if you can, man, let our listeners know what's next for DJ Carlito.
Man, what's next for DJ Carlito is ROX TV, man. I'm focusing everything on ROX TV right now. Man, that's going to be the next platform. That's going to be the next Rolling Stone magazine. Man, it's going to be the next thing. I'm telling you, man. ROX TV, it's wrestling, it's music, it's underground, man. It's everything. And that's what I'm 100% focusing on right now. Is just getting new content out, great content, not just no bullshit, And yeah, man, international big-time wrestling, Cruising the Barrio, where you can always find me, man. And yeah, that's just what it is. I'm focusing on our live events, the Michigan Squeeze Station, like you said, and hey, May 2nd, international big-time wrestling.
And I gotta say as well, man, I most definitely agree when it comes to ROX TV, man. They're doing some phenomenal things, and it's only getting bigger by the day. So everybody needs to keep their eyes peeled on that platform, man, because they're gonna blow up.
Yes, for sure, man. all your listeners, please do me a favor, man. What can help us out the most is just go subscribe to ROX TV. That's ROX-TV on YouTube.
And also, DJ Carlito, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated. Everything DJ Carlito if they're not already doing so.
Yes, sir. All right, man. I want to give a shout-out to the whole crew at Cruising the Barrio. I love you guys. I want to shout out all the cruisers of the world, man. You guys are keeping us going strong, keeping the ride rolling. And I want to thank you guys for that. Tune in to all you new listeners out there. Tune in Friday and Saturday. It's going down, man. CRBradio.com. That's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, 7 p.m. Pacific West Coast, and also want to give a shout out to International Big Time Wrestling one more time. One more shout out to ROX TV. And follow us on Cruising the Barrio Facebook. That's Cruising the Barrio with the Vatos. Follow us on Instagram at Cruising the Barrio. Follow International Big Time Wrestling on Facebook. Just like I said, subscribe to ROX TV.
Hey man, most definitely hit that like button, hit the follow button, and most definitely hit the subscribe button with the bell. That way you never miss a ROX TV broadcast.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to ring that bell. And one more shout out to you, Mike Shepard, for making this happen, for pairing up two good people, man. Like I said, good people just come together, and that's just what it is, man. Shout out to you, DJ Immortal. Keep kicking ass, man. Like I said, keep winning all those awards. I'm on award-winning radio right now. I love it.
I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you, man. Even if the awards don't come, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, those things are great. But I like stuff like this, being able to converse with amazing talent like yourself, man. The awards, they're just a blessing. They're just a blessing. But at the end of the day, I love this right here. This is my award in my personal opinion.
Hell yeah, man.
But I gotta say,
Thank you,
DJ
brother.
Carlito, man, thank you so much for just taking the time out of your busy evening, man. You have yourself a wonderful night, and most definitely stay safe out there out of Michigan, man. Hopefully down the line, we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Orale, brother. Have a good night, man.
You as well, brother. Thank you.
Bye.